At 6:14, a DeKalb County woman is speaking to Channel 2 Action News, saying an assistant principal showed her daughter pictures of a naked boy. This fifth grader at DeKalb County Elementary School of the Arts says the assistant principal called her into her office. She asked the girl about graphic pictures texted to another student.
And then she showed me the pictures. And then she said, "Did you do this?" And she just made me feel like I did something wrong.
The family says the picture was on another student's phone and they attached Azur's name to the text. We're waiting to hear whether the school district will take disciplinary action against the assistant principal.
A Loganville man is now facing vehicular homicide charges in a crash that happened earlier this month. 28-year-old Jonathan Bagwell bonded out after his arrest on Tuesday. Police say his Jeep collided with a Camaro on Sugarloaf Parkway on April 10th. The driver of the Camaro, 22-year-old Kenneth Hayden, died. Bagwell also is charged with reckless driving.
3 Union City people remain in jail this morning in the death of a baby girl. The girl's mother, Celia Copeland, and stepfather, Otis Lee Bennett, face murder charges. Police also charge Hetty Bennett with child cruelty. All three waived their first court appearance Thursday. Doctors say the baby showed signs of shaken baby syndrome. A correction to a story about visitation rights for the children of Rusty Snyderman. He was murdered outside of a Dunwoody daycare in 2010. And yesterday we reported that his widow, Andrea Snyderman, is trying to block Rusty's parents from seeing their grandchildren. However, the court documents filed said she's willing to structure a visitation plan, but certain conditions need to be met.
Uncle Sam may soon move faster to get benefits to veterans, and the Veterans Administration is beginning an electronic system to prioritize disability claims and process them more quickly. It's expected to relieve the nationwide backlog, and the VA's Atlanta regional office is behind on more than 32,000 cases. Right now, the average wait time is 226 days. More changes are underway this morning at the Atlanta VA Medical Center, and these are meant to relieve a major parking headache. This VA is one of the busiest in the country, and the first phase of a new parking deck opened this month. Phase 2 is expected in the summer. Meanwhile, officials opened a new treatment center at the old Fort McPherson to help with patient backlogs.
New this morning, a follow-up to a story we told you about back in 2007 about unhealthy cheese sold in Georgia. Well, now prosecutors in Chicago have indicted 4 people accused of scraping mold off old cheese and distributing more than 55 tons of it. Some of it contains salmonella and E. coli. The cheese found its way to Georgia and several other states.
A bird strike forced Delta pilots to make an emergency landing. Flight 1063 had just taken off from JFK in New York Thursday when passengers and crew members heard a grinding sound. It turned out to be a bird that flew into one of the engines. Now, the pilots immediately declared an emergency and turned the plane around. This video was taken by a passenger.
It's the scariest thing I have ever done in my life.
And passengers say they felt the whole plane shake, and then the cabin filled with smoke. The plane landed safely, and the good news here is that no one was injured. Good Morning America takes a closer look at the Delta jet bird strike, and that's coming up right after Channel 2 Action News this morning.
This morning, neighbors are considering plans to fix what they call a dangerous intersection in Sandy Springs. Over the past 4 years, police have responded to 17 wrecks at the intersection of Spalding Drive and Mount Vernon Road. Last night, the city unveiled 3 plans aimed at changing the intersection within a year. 2 of them involve building a roundabout. One neighbor told us he does not want changes.
Time is now 6:18. We check weather and triple team traffic every 10 minutes. Did you mention changes? Right now we're checking in with meteorologist Karen Minton, tracking some changes in severe weather center too. Karen.
When it comes to weather, it's always changing. Everything is always in motion. And so we have to really work and fine-tune our forecast, and that's what the severe weather team does here all week long. This is what's going on right now. Our skies are overcast. We've got low clouds and some drizzle. Temperatures are pretty even from Atlanta off to the east toward Athens at 59 degrees. Low 60s from Griffin toward Carrollton and Rome this morning, a little bit cooler in the mountains. Those will relax as that front moves away and the high pressure settles over the top of us, and we get plenty of sunshine too. We're going for 73 on Saturday with showers mainly to the north, 69 and sunny and breezy and windy on Sunday, and on Monday and Tuesday still cooler, 40s in the morning, but mostly dry conditions through early next week.
Want to update you on the pedestrian hit. Let's check in with Mark Aram in the traffic center.
Breaking news we've been following this morning on the west side of town, Carroll in Cobb County. Captain Herb, what can you tell us?
Got a little bit of good
good news from our ground crew on the scene over on the west side at Six Flags Drive and I-20. There are lanes open in both directions now for traffic to travel underneath I-20 in the West Expressway, but the police investigation and a lot of emergency equipment still on the scene here at Six Flags Drive, just off the West Freeway, Mark.
Michael Butcher's on the scene. We'll hear from him live at 6:30 on the scene. The traffic impact minimal along I-20. It's still lined to the normal in from Douglasville. Trouble clearing on 400, Doug Turnbull.
Still a couple of left lanes blocked with this injury crash. A single vehicle hit the left wall, 400 northbound, just north of Abernathy Road. Traffic is slow in the area, Mark.
Live look at Traffic Tracker 2. It looks like, Doug, they've just blocked all lanes temporarily to hopefully move this crash off to the side. Watch for early delays heading northbound on 400 between Sandy Springs and Roswell. I'm Mark Aram, Triple Team Traffic, Channel 2 Action News this morning.
Hundreds of stolen items are now up for grabs for the rightful owners, and police work that only took officers one stop to find this stash.
The impact a massive farmers market expansion plan could have in one metro area county.
A father is left shaken by sudden violence from another driver.
My back glass just shattering. All my kids started screaming.
The one thing that kept this case of road rage from turning deadly. Time now 6:25. Good morning to you. Weather and traffic right there on your screen. Authorities are looking for the driver who opened fire on a Henry County family in an apparent case of road rage. The victim asked that we not use his name. He was with family and friends on Easter night when they got stuck behind a slow driver on Hampton Street in McDonough. He honked, and the other driver fired a shot.
The bullet hole hit right here and the Ford emblem, and the only thing that stopped it was the windshield wiper motor.
Otherwise, he says the bullet might have hit his son in the head. McDonough police want anyone who has information about the driver of a dark Mitsubishi Montero Sport to give them a call.
Police have now named a new suspect in the shooting death of a teenager. 15-year-old Nicholas Jackson was murdered in his Autry Street home in February. Norcross police say a group of 6 men barged into his home and killed him. U.S. Marshals arrested Derez Chandler Wednesday in Atlanta. He now faces murder charges.
New developments in a helicopter crash in southern Afghanistan. A U.S. defense official says they do not expect any survivors in that crash. The Army Black Hawk went down during a nighttime mission with 4 U.S. troops on board. It is believed weather may have been a factor, but investigators have not ruled out enemy fire.
This morning, federal officials are investigating a plane crash into the Gulf of Mexico, looking for any signs the pilot survived. The plane took off from Louisiana and was supposed to land in Sarasota, Florida. 2 F-15 fighter jets tracked the plane and tried to make contact with the unconscious pilot, believed to be a doctor. Coast Guard officials say it doesn't look like he deployed a life raft.
A live look at breaking news we've been telling you about with Triple Team Traffic. As police sort out this interstate pedestrian crash, a live report with the latest details coming up next.
And in a developing story, how the case against the man in the controversial Florida teen shooting could take a new turn this morning.
Overcast, drizzle, some fog this morning. I'll show you where it's leading for our afternoon weather coming up.